Okay, let's talk about the record temperatures. 80 degrees on this Friday. Cannot believe that. We're checking in now with our chief meteorologist, Efren Afante. Can you believe that?
No, I can't believe it because this has been, at least in the 11 and a half years I've been here in Columbia, I don't remember the last time we had an 80-degree record temperature for November. Well, guess what? We did just today. The way the forecast looked, we may be doing this again. The first thing, though, is that we are looking at the possibilities of a few showers overnight into early tomorrow morning. But yeah, record temperatures tomorrow, that is a distinct possibility, like it was today. That was off by 1 degree, but still, we end up with a record-tying temperature of 81 degrees. The last time this happened for November 26th in Columbia, 1942. And that's still not equating to how warm it was this morning. At Columbia Metropolitan Airport, we start off a low of 56 degrees. Now, we really do need the rain, even though we're only 5 days away from the end of the month. Right now, monthly difference over 1 3/4 inch of rainfall. We could really use the rain. Well, we've seen the clouds that have been moving through, but we haven't seen the rain, at least here in the Midlands as of yet. But look at the current temperatures. 65 in Bishopville, 64 in St. Matthews. It is currently 68 in Newberry. Saluda is at 69. It is very, very warm out there. These temperatures are pushing in many areas at or close to 10 degrees warmer than even last night. But it is very humid outside, especially when you get to areas of the central and eastern Midlands where relative humidity is bordering around 75%. If you've been outside over the last several hours, you've noticed it's a little bit muggy. Well, the dew points are in the 50s and low 60s, but the further west you get into Tennessee, western portions of Georgia, all the way to the Mississippi River, low to mid 60s, mid to upper 60s, even 70 dew points. This is what we deal with in the spring, not during the fall. Well, here's the entire weather setup. A weather complex has pushed off into the mid-Atlantic. A little bit of a weak trough is trailing with some rain, but we've got 1 and 2 fronts that are going to be making its way towards us, and it is going to considerably change our weather, at least on the coming days. So as we get into around midnight or so, we'll start seeing a line of showers start to move through the Midlands. Not everyone's going to deal with the rain, but it's going to be out of here by tomorrow morning. And then as we go through the first half of the day, we'll see a lot of clouds. But by the middle of the day, the skies will start clearing out. And that is going to make for a lot better weather. So in the morning, we'll start off a low of 61 degrees. And once the skies start clearing out, we're looking at a high of 81. If that comes to fruition, that'll be a tying record again that was set back in 1900. But then the front moves through. So on Sunday, we'll start off at 52, a high of 71. It'll be mainly sunny. Another front starts to approach us. So on Monday, briefly cool down to 69 degrees for a high, then up to 73 on Tuesday with increasing cloud coverage. Tuesday, late night, overnight into Wednesday, some of us could deal with a few showers. We'll end up with a high of 72, but once those 2 fronts move out, then the skies start to clear out even more and we start to cool off because for Thanksgiving, we'll start off on Thursday, a low of 49 with a high of 62, but by Friday, it's going to get colder. Erica, we're looking at a low of 38, sunny, but only a high of 58 degrees.